All right. Hi, I'm your host, Tony, and this is
Kamona, the co-host.
I want you all to like, subscribe, and share. The links are below, and this is available on YouTube and all podcast platforms. So come on, make sure y'all like it, subscribe, and share it. Thanks. Hello, I'm Tony from Bougie Bayou Witches Podcast. Today we're going to be talking about, is it okay to have the opposite sex friends in a relationship or marriage? So, we're going to go ahead and get started with introducing everyone. This is
Kamona, the co-host.
And this is
Myra, the guest.
And this is
How you doing? This is Devonte.
All right, y'all. So let's go ahead and get started on this topic. What do you feel, Mona? How do you feel about having friends of the opposite sex?
I don't have a problem with it. Me personally, I would prefer a male best friend versus, a female best friend, and I would be okay for my significant other to have a female best friend. As long as we have the right boundaries, as long as there is plenty of boundaries set in a relationship and she's fully aware that, me and him is together, I don't have a problem with my significant other having a female best friend.
Now, do you think there's a difference, though? What she did say, it's a relationship and then marriage. There's two different things.
Marriage, I don't have a problem with it either. As long as we have healthy boundaries, I don't see a problem with it.
I agree.
Okay, so what about you, Myra?
I agree with that. Whenever I am married, I'm going on 5 years of marriage, and whenever we first started dating, there was a little bit of I wasn't okay that he had so many friends that were girls, that were females, and that just reflected on me that I was insecure about myself.
Right.
Because that's where it stems from. So whenever I worked on that and our relationship got better, we got married, and I'm like, you can have as many friends as you want. I don't really care because I trust you. And I know that you're going to, treat me with the respect that you promised not only my father but myself.
Exactly.
How you were going to, be with me. So I do agree. I did think as long as there's the communication, the trust, you guys are talking about it, being open about it, not keeping secrets, not being like with the phone upside down, like all those clues, all those little things. Yeah, like just
that phone being upside down.
So have y'all had any problems since you openly communicated with him that it's okay to have a female best friend?
No, he actually doesn't have any friends. He just prefers not to. He's like, I'm like, but why not? I'm cool with it. Like, please make some friends. I don't care if they're friends, like girls or males. Like, I just don't care. And he's like, no, I just like my peace. They bring too much trouble.
That part too.
So yeah, it just doesn't.
Okay. What about you, Devonte?
I think it depends on the situation. Like you said, if it's marriage, I feel like, yeah, you can have your friends, but y'all definitely got to have boundaries.
Right.
Got to have boundaries, yes.
It's a thin line with friends and just having that intimate partner, not allowing them to, like, penetrate that sacredness that y'all got. Mm-hmm. I think if it was to have boundaries, top 3 boundaries would be definitely you can't speak about me. Mm-hmm. Y'all talk about everything in the world. Don't be pillow talking about me.
Hello, talk.
Don't compare me with you. Don't be doing none of that.
Yeah.
And then just also just being platonic. Hugs and cool. But watch them looks. Watch how you touch on me. But as far as like a girlfriend boyfriend relationship, yeah, have as many friends you want to. I wouldn't put no boundaries on it because it's just like it's the trial period.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's all.
So I give enough rope for people to hang themselves. So yeah.
You don't want to get to the end of the rope and be like,
right.
Well, I would say for me, I don't have a problem if my man had friends with opposite sex. It's all about trust. Like I say, once you become a secure individual in yourself, then you're not going to be sitting up here acting insecure, telling them to stop, being friends with them. Because if you're all in a relationship, it ain't guaranteed that y'all going to make it to being, in marriage.
Right.
So why would you sit here and let him end his friendship that could have been way longer before you came in the picture over your jealousy?
Right.
So I feel like when it comes to that, you got to start learning how to compromise and be okay and not be selfish and think about only your needs and yourself. And also, like, if we're in a marriage, of course we can have friends of the opposite sex. I ain't tripping, I like men and women, so hey, there you go.
We all know how Tony rolls.
We just want to be a happy family.
That part.
I get it. But
It
what
is
boundaries
what it
would
is.
you have though? Like, say if you married and whatnot, and they got
I mean, they
friends.
can
What
come over to
boundaries?
parties and dinners and stuff like that. I don't have a problem talking about trust. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not going to lie. Back in the gap, I used to be jealous, but as I started learning to love myself,
Love yourself, right?
I started realizing, what are you jealous and getting mad for?
Right.
If you love yourself and you trust him, it's all about trust. You got to learn how to trust that man. If you can't trust him, it's like, why am I with him? So I started learning to be more lenient and start learning to trust
Right.
him. And then, you know, like I say, if he gonna cheat regardless.
So dinner dates is cool. Little lunch dates is cool. Gifts, giving gifts, like.
If they go to lunch,
Where's
and
the
stuff
line
like
drawn?
that, just as long as he lets me know and not somebody else, you know, sneaking and telling me.
okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Got
It's all about communicating.
Transparency, right.
Yeah, so long as he let me know. Because if I want to go, you know, on a dinner, I ain't gonna say date, but if I want to go eat dinner with my friend, I would definitely, you know, make sure he's cool with it and go.
I'm gonna have to disagree on you.
I was getting ready to say that. Thank you.
What are you gonna do? Go ahead. I want you to.
Only reason why I would say, you know, only reason why I can see her saying that because she like both. She like
She's
both
comfortable
sex.
with
Exactly. But as far as like you being in a marriage,
Yeah.
and I'm in a relationship, then no, I wouldn't
We're not
agree
doing
with
like the lunch thing.
and stuff.
Because
Now-
at the end of the day, you're taking also from my pockets. If you're going out to
Exactly.
eat.
Who said he gonna pay for it?
Who knows?
If they're not together,
Who says
he
that?
shouldn't be paying
What if
for
my
it.
husband wants to be real friendly and he just wants to be a nice
I mean, if he want to be
friend?
really a gentleman, it's cool. But at the end of the day, if you're not with that woman, then she should pay for her own meal. You should pay for your own
And
meal.
I agree, but not everybody's
I don't
like
agree with that because I want you to pay for my meal. I'm sorry. I done did enough paying over my lifetime. I just need you to pay for my meal. No, I just that's what I prefer. I mean,
But
to each his own.
if you were like let's say your partner, if they took out somebody, you would be okay with them paying for the other female. They're just friends and having.
If they just
I don't
friends,
know. I don't have a
I'm
problem
not gonna
with
trip
that.
on that.
No, he pay for
because
mine
they
too.
just friends.
Like, just if
Oh,
he
no, I just
say
look
for
for
instance,
that.
me and my partner go out with his female best friend, pay for all of us.
That part.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with.
That I agree with, but
Yeah.
2 on 2 I don't. Just because I've been there, done that, and it brings problems. And everyone's different.
But was that his genuine friend, or was it a friend liking him, wanting more?
Oh.
That's where I feel like it'll bring problems. You know what I'm saying? If they're just really, literally genuine friends, then it shouldn't bring problems.
So what would you define a genuine friend? How would you say?
Maybe this could be someone he grew up with, you know, as a
See,
child
that's a
and stuff
difference.
like that,
Yes.
or someone
Okay.
that he
That's
could have met
okay.
along in their
That's okay.
20s in college, or you know, in school or anything like that. You know, they just became really good. Because I have a
Gotcha.
best friend. He's a guy. He used to live out here in Fort Worth, Texas, but he moved back to Delhi, Louisiana. If you're watching, you'll know who you are. And so, you know, when he would get into relationships, he would tell his girlfriend about me, and they wouldn't trip. And I'm gonna tell you, when my vehicle break down, guess who I called? Him, because he's the only guy I knew, and he would come out there and fix it.
And that's
it was
why I
nothing.
like
It was just
that. Yeah.
a mutual friend that's helping me out. That's it.
No.
Because some women have male friends that can help work on their cars, and they call them, and I'm pretty sure they be in relationships, but that's it. They're just like a friend that'll help them out when they need help. Because of course,
I was
we're single,
actually
we ain't got
in a
nobody in our life.
situation like that where we were in the dating stage. We weren't married, but I couldn't understand, like, how can you stay? And that was also disrespectful, though, at the same time, in my point of view. He was on the phone with her because she was going through something until 4 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like,
Nah, you need to be in bed with me. Huh?
So then I went outside. And I'm like, hold on.
Conversation at
Right,
10,
that's what
not
I
four.
that is boundaries.
It's boundaries, yeah.
But only if I knew what was the back, like what was in the back behind that,
Right.
then I would have understood why he was doing that.
Okay.
She ended up
Okay.
taking her life
Oh.
a couple months later.
Sorry to hear
So I felt guilty for the longest time because I was like, dang, all she wanted to do was reach
Have
out for
someone to
help.
talk to.
And that was his best friend. And she was going through something at that particular time. So
Well, I guess that's,
you know,
that's
it's
understanding if
different.
that's his best friend,
if it was-
especially because she might have needed someone to talk to her
Yeah.
that could have helped save her life. So by, you know, him being there, yeah, it might seem disrespectful to us because it's 4 o'clock in the morning, but you never know on the other end what's going
Exactly.
on.
what's going on, right?
Yeah. So that's why now that I'm married, I'm more open-minded. I'm not like, oh, okay, no, you can't talk to her or you can't talk to him.
Right.
We both set time frames like, okay, after 10 o'clock, I think that's a good time to go ahead and turn our
Absolutely.
phones off and,
Yeah.
you know, dedicate the rest of the evening to ourselves until we fall asleep. There has to be boundaries and
Yes.
stick to those boundaries.
I think as long
That's
as
all
you
we
have good, healthy boundaries and trust, you can. It'll work.
Yeah, it will.
It will work.
What do you think?
Do you feel like trust is to be earned or given?
Both.
Both.
Because yes, you give. You know, when you first meet somebody, you know, it's not a guarantee that you're going to trust them off top. So, yeah, you may want to earn that person's trust. But, you know, I just don't meet you and be like, oh, I don't trust him like that. So, it can go both ways, really. It really can both. But if you break the trust, of course, you have to earn it back. Because, you know, people can't earn their trust back.
Okay.
Now, what are some ways like they can break their trust to where you wouldn't trust them
Just lie.
having having the opposite of sex friends?
Just telling a lie. Just lying for no reason.
Anything suspicious.
Exactly.
Why are you keeping your friend away from me?
Right. Once you introduce and bring all the time,
so I can meet her.
Right.
Why you gotta turn your phone face down?
Right. Why you gotta call her back why you gotta call him back when right.
So it's just it
don't make sense to me.
You can't talk in front of me.
Right.
Why you gotta have the conversation? Yeah, but I got you.
But I
might be hiding Miss Charlene in the back, but I'm just
there. You go, Miss Charlene.
She stays with Miss Charlene.
She stays with Miss Charlene.
She's in the back somewhere.
Miss Charlene, where you at?
No, but seriously, I'm with y'all on that. You know, like if you do have friends of the opposite sex, long as you set boundaries and it's respectful. As you say, we don't have problems with it. It's just when you start being disrespectful and secretive and hiding things and being suspicious, we'll have problems with it.
So let me ask you this question. Like, okay, so you say you agreed to your partner or your significant other to have the opposite friendship. Mm-hmm. So what if you start noticing that, he's being secretive about certain things? How would you approach him to tell him you might not have to let that friendship go?
I'm going to approach him. I'm going to tell him. You might have to let that friendship go. If I start, my gut intuition just start telling me things, I start sensing things, then I'll definitely reach out to him and let him know that.
So when you, so if it comes down to where he has to make a choice between you or her or,
Oh, that's an ugly relationship.
So how would y'all give y'all feedback on that?
If he wants to keep me, he gonna let her go, and if he don't want to keep me, then it's cool.
Yeah.
Deuces.
Next.
I agree with Tony.
Okay.
Yeah, because it came down to situations like that where when I was dating this chick some years ago, this female just seemed to be trying to get up under my skin and be all around her, all up in her face. I know what she was doing. And I said, look, you got to quit communicating and talking that because I see what she's doing. She's trying to irritate me and, make me feel some type of way. And I did take her phone and unfriend her because she didn't listen, so I did it myself. I admit that. But, now I would just give them that ultimatum to do it. And if they didn't, then, I just kick rocks.
May I pose this question? So say if you did allow the friendship, which everybody agrees to, they allow the friendship, but say in the past, your significant other cheated on you with a friend. Like, do you think that'll change y'all mindset on it in the future relationship that you may have?
Me personally, I think so because that's trauma. You'll be traumatized by...
If you don't heal correctly, you
I don't even think that there will be a relationship after that for me personally.
No, I'm saying with the next person moving forward.
Oh, for the next person.
If I don't heal from that situation, of course, I'll block him. I wouldn't allow it because I'll be traumatized for what, the previous person put me through. So I don't think I would allow it again.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. You can't punish everyone else that comes after what that person do. I feel like you might need to take some time off to heal. Because I can't punish the next person for what someone else did to me. Because if I did, I wouldn't even want to date no more.
And that is true. That is so true. That's the reason why it's very important to heal before you do move on. But if I do move on quickly to another relationship, I'm sorry, you can't.
Yeah.
You being penalized.
Penalized heavily. That's why it's better to heal yourselves, everyone that's listening, before you get into any relationship.
Heal. So be trying to jump to the next person. You gotta heal.
But what does that mean though? Like, how do you heal? Like, what tips do you suggest?
Shadow work, accept where you went wrong and where they went wrong. You have to also take accountability.
Doing things and self-love yourself.
Sit with yourself and just recognizing where you went wrong in a relationship. Right your wrong. Just start. I don't never, pinpoint the other person's flaws. I just start with me. Because once you fix you, then you vibe on a certain vibration, you attract the person that's on the same frequency.
Absolutely.
So, no, I just take, I forgive that person for hurting me. I forgive myself for hurting them if I did. And I just start working on me. I just start working on me.
Oh, okay.
And
burning some self-love candles and things like that. That'll definitely
taking
help you
solo trips, going on spiritual retreats,
eat, just everything.
Yeah, just
how would you do it? How do
From a male
men heal?
perspective,
Right.
How do
yeah.
men heal? Do you even heal?
Do
Period.
y'all even heal?
I think they do heal.
I guess I'll let y'all in on a little secret. You
Oh.
know, for me,
Okay, spill it.
I don't know about any other man, but for me, if my heart is broken, we do get our hearts broken. I just dwell
yeah,
for a
get
little
your
bit.
hearts
I dwell in
broken.
my sadness for about a week. Nobody ever know about it though, but
Right, because y'all keep the feelings
yeah,
inside.
I'll be
Men
private.
suffer in silence.
Yeah, I suffer in silence, and then somehow for me, I'm able to process it because I'm just thinking back, kind of like how Mona touched up on it, saying like I need to review how I was in that situation and what led to it and whatnot. So after I get that understanding, then I'm just able to move forward, and then
So
it's easy to meet another person.
I was just getting ready to ask you,
You know
that.
what
So
I'm
do
saying?
you
Very
feel like you
easy.
need to jump out and go meet somebody
Right.
else, or do you
Oh.
just
Nah, I
sit
sit
with
still
yourself?
for a second. I
Okay.
sit still for a second.
Like, how long do you
Yeah,
sit
I was
still?
gonna say second. How long is it?
I say about a week, 2 weeks.
Are you serious?
That's not healing.
That's not
You
healing.
gotta take a couple months,
How?
like 6 months to a
That's
year or
not
something. You gotta
healing.
heal.
Well,
That's,
it takes
that's why we got all
years.
these broken marriages
Yeah.
and relationships and y'all not healing.
Well, it depends on how long you was in that relationship and really how
Yeah,
much he
that's true.
hurt. From that
Emotionally
relationship.
invested you was in too.
Sure.
It-
We also
exactly.
gotta remember soul ties though. If you have soul ties sexually connected to her,
Yeah.
it might take you longer than a week.
Oh, exactly.
For me, my longest relationship ever was like 11 months. So for me,
Oh,
to
okay.
move on, like it
You ain't
ain't.
been in a relationship for years?
Okay,
I've
so
been in
I
friendships for
understand-
years.
I understand why he say a week now
Yeah.
because 11 months.
To him, it's
Yeah, you
years.
have that, soul ties,
Okay.
but not that soul
Yeah.
tie.
Right,
that
right.
connection. Wow.
That makes sense.
That makes
Wow.
sense why you
I'm
said
gonna be
that.
honest with you, 7 years has been the longest for me. 7.
15.
15.
15. And it ended up in a divorce.
Yeah, end up in divorce.
That sounds
But-
like prison sentences.
I appreciate all 15 years it did
Yes.
because it
It-
made me the person
And
that I am
that
today.
part right there made me the person I am
So,
today. Thank you
I
for everything
appreciate-
going on the way it did. 'Cause I wouldn't
Exactly.
be where I am.
I wouldn't change a thing from that relationship. Nothing. And I went through it. I went through it. But
Ooh, I
Okay.
know, right? I know I went through it.
yeah, but it made me the person that I am
made
today.
fun of
so.
and everything, but hey, I am who I am.
You
learn from your lessons.
You learn from your lessons.
Learn from your marriages.
But no, so I get why you said a week or two because 11 months, yeah, you are emotionally invested, but not to that core deeply.
Yeah. Okay,
invested.
well that makes sense.
It depends on if you love deep. I love deep. I'm a passionate person.
So explain
you know?
your reason of love. Explain loving deep from your perspective.
Me?
Yeah.
I'll do anything for somebody I love.
Okay.
I probably won't take my life for that person though. If you don't duck when I say duck, then you gonna get hit. You know what I'm saying?
I
But
actually explain that because I know there's, from a male and female perspective, love
It's
is
different.
different.
I'm gonna move mountains for the person that I love. I truly am. I'm not
Have you
gonna
done
take,
it before?
Yeah.
And you got over them in a week.
Not a week exactly,
Okay,
but
that's
a little
what I'm
over a week.
You're
Wow.
moving
But-
mountains.
that
You're
takes
moving
some years to
mountains.
get over.
For me, I mope.
Because even when
Like
I got divorced, it
if
took a while.
if I'm hurt and I'm suffering in silence, I'm not gonna talk to
But
nobody.
don't suffer in silence. Don't
Yeah.
talk.
No,
it's
well,
it's
reason.
good to
I wish
vent. It's
men
not
would do
good to
that
keep
more.
it inside.
Yeah.
It's good to have
It's no
someone to
reason
talk
to
to.
suffer in
and vent.
silence. It's really no reason. There's too many people that you can talk to, but I know it's hard trusting people because
Yeah.
I have a problem with that. I don't like expressing and telling my feelings. I'll sit down and I'll talk to my spirit guides
Yeah.
before I call up people because I don't want to be judged.
I wasn't brought up like that to just speak on my feelings either. So
And
Yeah,
I don't think most men are.
most
Yeah.
men are not, but
You're
that's the
taught to
reason
be
why.
tough and deal
Yeah.
with stuff.
So I get that, but just know that you don't have to suffer in silence. You got, a group here that you can always talk to.
I
Yeah,
appreciate
yeah.
that.
Us witches, you can talk to.
There you go.
Yeah, practitioners.
But no, it's a lot of men I noticed that I meet, conversate with. Even with me raising men's, they choose to suffer in silence. So I'm like, no, talk.
Yeah,
Let it
I know
out.
my
Because
sons,
my
they don't
oldest
talk.
son, he'll be like,
They don't
Mama, I
talk.
don't want to talk about it. No,
They
I
don't.
want you to talk because
Some boys do not be
yeah,
wanting
they
to
don't
talk.
like to. You hold it in now, and then when you meet your future wife, you may lash out on her.
I'm gonna talk to my best friend.
Okay, there you go.
I feel like I'm gonna talk to my best friend. It just like You can't tell your woman everything. You really can't.
But
Your person, you
you're
can.
not
you
with the
can't.
right woman. With the right woman, you can tell everything to.
You can maybe,
With the right woman, you
but
can.
I don't think it's
My
good to
daddy
do
always
that.
told me,
Why not?
don't tell no man
Because-
everything.
Look,
But
That's how
I,
my daddy taught me. He
But
said,
that-
be
but
careful, but don't
that's
tell
old
your man
school, though.
everything.
that's
That's old school.
I think
It- it's
you
not
should
with
be-
me.
No,
I would rather
think-
tell my friends things sometimes, and I'm guilty
talk
of
to-
it
Talk to your
because of what my
partner.
dad always told me.
Because your
No.
dad, no, see, that's
I
old
think
school. No.
I'm going to tell my partner, and I talk about everything.
Same.
When you
Everything?
everything.
I'm a great listener,
Everything.
but I ain't gonna tell you everything
I want
though.
you
No, I ain't gonna tell you everything.
Yeah, not
That's
everything.
a whole nother. We gonna have to put
Yeah,
that
it's
as
gonna
a.
be like that. This is an episode. 'Cause
that's
I
a
ain't
whole
gonna tell them
nother
everything. I'm
topic, but
sorry.
I-
That's just the way I was raised. Some things I'm gonna take to the grave with
Right.
me. I'm not gonna let you know all the skeletons
So
I
why
got
would
in my closet.
But why would if okay, say for instance, if you know this is your person,
I don't
this
want them
is
to
the
let me
one-
know all the skeletons in their closet because then I might start judging them and be like, I don't know.
But that's why.
But
it's
that's
not
what
good to
makes
judge.
Right.
that's what
Right.
You're
makes
not supposed to
no,
judge,
that's
though.
what makes the relationship stronger. If you
stronger,
can
yeah.
look over past that and you be like, okay, that person did that, and wow, if you can look
It'll
past
take your
it,
relationship to
so
a whole
much
nother
further.
level.
Yeah, it will.
It will.
But
I
I
just-
tell them everything.
I'm telling you everything.
I'm
Like
telling you.
I'm
telling
telling you
everything.
85% of everything.
No,
Like when I start feeling like, okay, I can open up more.
But that's
Let me
as
open
time
up
goes
more.
on.
Yeah,
Like, as time
not
goes
like when I'm
on,
just
you-
first dating and meeting someone.
Oh,
I ain't finna spill.
no,
you gotta know
This
this
is like, I'm like,
person.
you might be my husband.
No,
You gonna get out
that's
there
the reason why I say when you know that that's your person, you
Okay.
know with all your heart, mind, soul, and body that that's
Right,
your
okay,
person.
I agree with you on that.
You gonna feel the need to open up. Like it's
Yeah.
just gonna come naturally. Like I
And
told
it's so beautiful.
And they better
It's a
feel-
beautiful
but you
feeling.
know what?
Like, I can't wait to
Hold
get
up.
home.
They
to
better
tell
feel
him
the
this.
need to open up and tell me everything too.
But
That's
that's
what I'm
the reason why you
saying.
create that
Vice
space. You
Yes.
hold space for him or her to be able to pour out. It's a beautiful feeling.
My
Like,
husband was he was, he grew up in the streets, so he's very street mentality,
Uh-huh.
you know? So for him to express his feelings, he's like, no,
Yeah.
no.
Right.
So then we began to work on each other. Like,
Right.
you work on yourself, I work on me. Okay, now let's work together on this problem or whatever it is. And now he's like, oh my God. So then
You
this
probably
happened to me, and then this happened to
you
me.
can't get him to not stop talking.
No, he just will just start
that's-
like
That's
his,
good.
and it's just
Now
like,
that is good.
and then
Because
what
that lets you know he's
happens?
opening up.
Yeah.
He's
Exactly.
not afraid to.
He's
you
not
know.
afraid
He's vulnerable.
anymore.
He's able.
Yeah.
But he can't do that with the rest of his friends. Like whoever,
Oh, no.
if he's around somebody, he's like,
When a man can be vulnerable with you,
Yes.
then you know you got a piece of his
Yeah.
heart.
Yeah.
I need my woman to see that I'm strong at all times. So it's like certain vulnerabilities I'm not gonna reveal to her.
It's nothing wrong
I'm just
with
not
that,
gonna
too.
do that.
there's nothing wrong with
It's
that.
nothing
But it's
wrong
not.
with that.
nothing
But my
wrong
best friend,
with
for sure.
letting her see your vulnerability because that makes us women feel good when we see that. You know
Yeah,
what
that
I'm
you
saying?
can be like that, but if
Yeah.
it need be, you could also like,
'Cause-
defend me.
It feels
And
like
I know I
a-
can get both of it from my husband.
Right. It feels like a piece of our relationship has unlocked to go to another level when you
Yeah.
the more vulnerable you are,
I can see that.
you can yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah. I can see that too.
She said, I don't know.
Everybody sitting here reflecting like
You're pondering for a second.
it's a beautiful thing. Like, yeah, I tell me everything.
So, like, when you do first meet the person, would would this be something that y'all discuss when you first meet them? Like, I would say within that first week or so, would you ask this, like, hey, how would you feel, if I was with somebody, if I still communicated with the opposite sex, and we got into a relationship? Do y'all feel like that's something y'all should talk about in the beginning?
Like more within the first 2-3 days.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah.
I'm just asking. Because some people, they might not talk about it that first week.
Because a
you
lot
know?
of it is.
They
some
might want to
people-
get a feel for the person before they open
And
up.
that, and then
Definitely.
they probably don't, feel comfortable even
Yeah.
bringing it up because what if they in their last relationship they wasn't able to be friends with the opposite sex? So
Okay.
I would say I would be open, and then if they have a problem with it, we can have a conversation about it, and then we can, either
Decide
agree to
whether
disagree or
that
we can
part.
compromise.
So do you think because that's something that you want, would you think that it will cause confusion in your relationship, or would you allow it to get to that point to cause confusion if you choose to have a friendship of the opposite sex?
I know it's gonna be problems for me.
You know it.
Yeah,
Why would it be problems for you?
because women love me.
Oh, yeah, you got women.
The women that I'm with, they don't want to share me. You know, I don't know why it's that.
But
it's
you know
like
what?
that. But
I'm gonna just be honest with you. This newer generation that's coming aboard, I mean, that's just probably how they are. They're just kind of insecure and
possessive.
I ain't gonna say all of them, but some of them are insecure, like you say, possessive and selfish. And they gotta understand, they gotta share you around and realize that as long as you're secure in the skin that you're in, ain't nobody gonna take your man.
If I'm a cheat, I'm a cheat. You know what I'm saying?
There's
There's
nothing.
nothing.
And that's what I'm trying to tell you.
Check this out.
He either be honest and let you know he got a friend of the opposite, or he
That's
keep
so
on
true.
on the low.
That's the realest thing that I heard. A man was tell you. I mean, like what you just said. If you going to cheat, you gonna cheat. Don't matter
Right.
if your
I said it,
female,
tell
your
you.
friend is a female or a male.
Right. If Jesus couldn't say these words, what make you think you can? Like real talk though. Like what make you think you can if Jesus couldn't do it?
Don't work on me.
But let me tell y'all though. But
That's real though. I hear that.
So I had a guy. I guess I would consider. I won't say we were friends, but we were more like associates, acquaintance. And his wife had, I guess, got a hold to his phone when he was sleeping. And you know, of course, she came to me talking about what you doing texting my husband. I'm like, baby, only if she know, honey, I don't want your man. First of all, he got 5 kids. No disrespect, but I'm not into that.
5?
Multiple baby mamas.
Oh.
And he's a really nice, cool person, but that's all we were just cool. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I felt like she was insecure, because she had to be, contacting me, asking me a question. First of all, if I want your man, I gotta have him, but I don't want your man. And I
So
don't
did
want
she
some
go
problems.
off on you when she contacted you, or was
No,
it more
she-
woman to woman?
I don't feel like she went off on me, but she did say something to me that kind of set me off. But at the same time, I kept it professional, because
Oh,
that's
okay.
me. I'm not gonna sit here and go tit for tat and stuff like that. I just told her I respect that, and I won't text him anymore. But my thing of the matter is, she's insecure, because if she was a secure woman, she wouldn't have a problem with me texting him. I sat there and told her I don't want him. You should be thankful and happy I said that.
But we don't
I
know also what this woman had went through before you. Maybe he could have been texting other women too. So when she saw your name,
But
yeah.
I assumed that he had told her about me, because I
a lot
had
of-
told him, hey, tell your wife about me, bring it to the store. You know, like, that's the type of chick I am. Like,
Right. That's
let
the
her
type of
know. And I
person
thought
you
maybe
are.
he have, but he
didn't
But he
tell her?
didn't. And so,
Yeah.
of course, she's like, who the hell is she? Who is you? Who is you? You want a man? You have to take my man. I don't want your man.
I had a situation like that, but me and the guy, you know, we were friends or whatever. We were trying to get to the next level, but his baby mom, I guess they had hooked up, and she found but she called going off on me. That's the reason why I asked you that question. Did she go off on you?
She
or
called,
it was,
but the call didn't go through. I don't know if there was spirit stopping it, but it did not go through. So I just ignored
she called
it.
me and she was just like, "Who are you?" She didn't even like give me an opportunity to explain who I was to him. You know, she was just like, "Oh, I see your number. Y'all messing around. Woo woo woo. B."
That's what they always
She
think,
just
that you
started
messing
going off on me,
around.
and
Like,
I'm just
like we
like,
cannot
whoa.
just talk to somebody just to
Pump
talk.
your brakes. But
Like,
no, he was
he was
playing
talking to
field.
me about spiritual stuff, you know,
Yeah,
from time to time, you know. So I mean, I was there trying to answer any questions and stuff that he had. You know what I'm saying?
No, but it is a threat though to have, you know, your partner have the opposite sex as a friend. It is a threat to your
It's a
relationship.
threat to
threat,
some
but
women, not all.
Exactly, but
Why is it a threat? Hold on, let's let
Thank you.
him
Why
talk.
is it a threat?
Because I done been that friend that's just been waiting for that dude to fuck up.
I'm
I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I'm
And
like,
see, I truly just genuine. I have a male
I
best
just
friend. That's the
genuinely
reason
like
why
to have male friends.
Me
That's
too.
it. There's
I
some
just
easy to get along with. I've always had them.
Because I always, like, if I do something wrong in a relationship and I want a male perspective, I want to be able to call you up and say, hey, did I do this wrong?
I'm gonna give you that.
Just me.
But when you cry, I got a shoulder for you to lay on.
Oh my God. No. I will call your shoulder.
I'll be waiting too, just like, yo.
So
He
now
gonna
I
mess
want to
up
know. Hold
eventually.
on. Do you want to get married?
Do I want to?
Do you see that in your
Yeah.
future?
Traditionally, no.
What
Not
is-
in the traditional way. I don't
What
think
explain that?
I don't want to go through the courts. It costs money,
court.
then we get divorced. We gotta pay money to to get a
But-
divorce. Like that don't make sense.
What?
Yeah, that's
You
weird.
But you're
going
like-
to looking at that.
You can't. You
Yeah.
got to go into it looking positive. Like y'all gonna be together to death do y'all part.
I go into it looking at
I think that's what's
statistics.
wrong with a lot of people. Y'all go in looking at the statistics.
Statistics say 40 to 50% people get married, they get divorces.
Because that's how you go into it. Look, you got to go into it saying, I'm going to be married to this woman to death do us part. I'm not going to let her divorce me, and I'm not going to divorce her. We're going to be together forever.
I'm not even going into it like that. If I know if this is my person, I know mind, body, soul, and spirit. I'm moving forward.
That
so
part.
you gotta know that it's your person. So I can understand I understand where you coming from, but you ain't met the right one yet, though.
I ain't found the perfect person.
Right one, she put that snap on
Not
you.
for me.
You haven't.
Huh?
In that great conversation, and she put that snap on you in that great conversation and all of the above, you're gonna be
You
like,
ain't- it's just
hey,
he ain't found the right one.
all of the above.
Hey, what's that snap? Hey,
Tony, he ain't found the right one
That's
yet.
what I
That's
said.
all.
You
That's
find that
all.
right one, you're gonna be like, baby, I do.
Exactly.
You ain't gonna check say I do. You're gonna be like, I do.
Exactly. You ain't found the right one yet.
huh?
He's like, nah, I don't think so.
No, it'll happen. I done seen a lot of different. Like I said, I like male friends. I have seen a lot of my male friends, like players.
Like, I want to get married. Next thing you know, they getting married a couple
They
years.
done found the
later.
right
I'm telling
one,
you.
and she
You be like,
they
damn.
changed
I thought you
their
said you
life.
want to get married. Until a couple years later, that
Yeah.
right one to come along and change his whole
Change your
perspective
whole
on how
life.
you look at it.
Now, I'm not talking about change who you are. I
Right,
mean
right.
just change your perspective on stuff. Because you got some females out here that'll change who you are.
Well, they'll
what
try
they
to make you
believe.
change who you are.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can't
You
change a
can't.
man.
Yeah,
Okay.
straight up.
That's a lie. You can't change a man.
A man, you can't change a
That's
man. A
because that man
change-
wanted to
Right,
change.
Yeah.
For me.
exactly.
That's
Yeah.
why.
But that's how you can
but-
change them if you're the right
But
person.
if you're a woman, you can't really go in there and try to change them. You can suggest and give them advice
Right.
and stuff.
Yeah.
But if they want to change, they will change.
Yeah, don't
That's
dictate
all
my
you put
actions.
that out on the topic.
Don't do that.
We gonna cover that topic in,
Yeah.
in another discussion.
I'm telling you,
Because
I done met so many guys, and I'm not gonna lie, they changed, but it's because they wanted to change. I didn't change them.
For that
They
purpose.
wanted to change and get a better job to make more money and better
Yeah.
than lives to take care of their kids.
Right.
So yeah.
And to keep up with you, huh?
I mean, I still communicate every now and then with them.
she,
But I ain't
you
gonna say no
heard that
names.
she said
I
that
ain't
you
trying to get them in trouble. I'm like, well, I'm tripping. So yeah.
But no, we gonna put that's a whole nother topic. We don't. Can you change a man?
Yes. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and wrap up this topic, y'all. Like always, if you have any feedback, leave it below.
Leave it below.
Like, share, and subscribe. Until next episode, bye.